Call the regular meeting of the City of Coolidge, March 10th, 2025 City Council. Stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can you unmute her though, so she can, when I do roll call?
Okay, so I'm gonna put you
Councilmember Saavedra's on the,
Councilmember Saavedra on the phone.
okay? Here.
Call the roll, Norma.
Sit here.
Councilmember Bagnall?
That's why I brought that up.
Present.
Councilmember Saavedra? Oh, did you lose her?
She said here.
She said here, okay. Councilmember Hudson?
Here.
Okay. Mayor Thompson?
Here.
And you sit here.
Councilmember Gillespie? Vice Mayor Murrieta? Here. And Councilmember Schultz.
Here.
We have a quorum, Mayor.
Thank you.
She's on the phone.
The first item on the agenda is presentations, proclamation, National Library Week. Discussion only. Who's got that? Me? It's my lucky day. Well, I'm going to read the proclamation. And we're all very aware of how much activity we have at our library. It's never ending over there. Whereas libraries spark creativity, fuel imagination, and inspire lifelong learning, offering a space where individuals of all ages can explore new ideas and be drawn to new possibilities. Whereas libraries serve a vibrant community hubs, connecting people with knowledge, technology, and resources, while fostering civic engagement, critical thinking, and lifelong learning. Whereas libraries provide free and equitable access to books, digital tools, and innovative programming, ensuring that all individuals, regardless of background, have the support they need to learn, connect, and thrive. Whereas libraries partner with schools, businesses, and organizations, connecting the dots to maximize resources, increase efficiency, and expand access to essential services, strengthening the entire community. Whereas libraries empower job seekers, entrepreneurs, and lifelong learners by providing access to resources, training, and opportunities that support career growth and economic success. Whereas libraries nurture young minds through story times, STEAM programs, and literacy initiatives, fostering curiosity and a love of learning that lasts a lifetime. Whereas libraries protect the right to read, think, and explore without censorship, standing as champions of intellectual freedom and free expression. Whereas dedicated librarians and library workers provide welcome space that inspire discovery, collaboration, and creativity for all. Whereas libraries, librarians, and library workers across the country are joining together to celebrate National Library Week under the theme Drawn to the Library. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, John Thompson, Mayor of the City of Coolidge, do proclaim April 6th to the 12th, 2025, as National Library Week. During this week, I encourage all residents to visit their library, explore its resources, and celebrate all the ways that the library draws us together as a community. And I do encourage you to go by and look and visit our library. They do a great job over there. Item 4, presentation, City of Coolidge, 100th Centennial Celebration. Ricky?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Happy to be here. As many people know or may not know, we're coming up on 100 years since Coolidge was founded in 1925. I believe, if I'm correct, it's September 19th. Norma probably knows better than me, but I believe that's the correct date.
Correct.
All right. So I'll go through, it's real quick. We haven't gotten too far down the road as far as planning for this. We just want to make you guys aware that on September 20th, 2025, we will be planning Coolidge's 100-year celebration on that Saturday, one day after the actual 100 years. So that's why I'm here real quick. Found these pictures on the internet. I thought they were pretty cool. But so 100-year celebration in September. Robbie, why ain't this working? Next slide, please. So, anyways, we formed a committee. We have city staff. We have member of the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board, our youth council chairperson, representation from the schools, community members, and we're looking to bring in some people from our surrounding areas, such as Gila River and Randolph, as we get further down the line to include them in our celebration, and other areas such as Valley Farms and some outskirts. We don't want to leave anyone out that we consider Coolidge, even if they may not fall within our city boundaries. So we have met twice. We haven't done a lot of planning. We've thrown ideas around. The reason for this is we wanted to come let council know what's going on. We are going to be planning something. We don't want you guys to hear through the grapevine we're doing all these things and you guys didn't know. So that's kind of what we're working with. We met twice. We do plan on meeting again next week. There's only one more slide, so I told you it'd be quick. We hit the next one, Robbie? All right. So September 20th, we're planning roughly 4 to 11. You know, food vendors, informational booths. We'll have games for kids. We've already secured a DJ, a band. I've already spoken to fireworks and possibly a drone show if we want to do something different. Time capsule, etc. Like I said, we've just been kicking around ideas, brainstorming a little bit here and there. One thing we do have to decide, we thought about maybe blocking off streets and holding it downtown on Central and Main, basically, and blocking some streets off and doing it there. We'd have to figure logistics out about making that work, or we would do it at San Carlos Park. So the next time we come back to you, as we get further down the road in this planning, we can make that decision at that time, if we wanted to do it in the park or if we wanted to do something downtown. As many of you know, I go back and forth. Downtown would be cool in my mind. September 20th will be still kind of warm at 4 o'clock in the middle of the street, so that's something to consider. But again, we don't have to make that decision at this point in time by any means. The reason we're here is to just give you a heads up that we are starting to the very infancy of planning this, and I don't need ideas tonight, but if anybody, community members, council, other staff, want to email ideas to us of what would be cool. Some of the things we thought about were getting all the living mayors that are still here, one mayor and one former mayor that are here tonight, but any living mayor, maybe for a photo or to say a few words. We're going to be asking, we've got a setup to where we can put a bunch of pictures, so we're going to be asking the community to email us any photos they have, and we can print them out and have a big display of photos through the years. Again, we're just kicking these ideas around. Nothing's set in stone. We will come back, I would say, in a couple months for a more formal presentation on where we're at with the planning and what it's kind of turning into. But that's really it. We want you guys to know that we are planning the 100-year celebration. We want everyone's input. We'll put a call out to the public as well. And we do got a pretty good team with a variety of representation from different boards and community members and school district employees and things like that. So trying to put something special together. We thought about, since it is close to Coolidge Days, combining the two events, but it just felt like this deserves its own separate event. So we'll be going a few weeks before the actual Coolidge Days event. That's it. Happy to answer any questions and take any ideas anyone has.
Thank you, Ricky. It's nice that you gathered your committee and they got a nice picture in the paper already.
Yeah, I saw that. That's actually from over 100 years ago, according to the clipping. And that swimming pool's at San Carlos Park, the old pool at San Carlos.
Oh, man. Does anybody have any questions?
Good
You-
idea,
You
though.
weren't in that pool, were you,
No,
Councilman?
I wasn't then.
I just wondered.
I
I
missed out on
just thought
that.
I'd asked. I didn't want to be
When I was
rude.
a kid, we'd have when the T-ball season would end, we'd have a party there at that pool.
But I just told Ian I took swimming lessons at that pool.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, all right. I guess that'll be yeah. If you want to hold it on Main or you want to go to the park, that'll be a big decision.
Yeah, and I think we'll come back to probably second meeting in May with more structured plan to present to you guys and make the decision on if we want to do it right in downtown and what that would look like as opposed to what it would look like at the park.
All right. Well, thank you, sir.
Norma, you have anything?
No, I don't have anything more to add.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we'll move into call to the public. This is the time in the meeting where the public will have a chance to address the council. And Norma, do you have any?
No, Mayor, I do not have anyone who has signed up.
Okay, if you want to address the council, you have up to 3 minutes, and please step forward and to the podium and give us your name. Seeing nobody rush forward, then we'll move out of call to the public and move into business items for consent. Does any member of the council want any of these items pulled off of the agenda for individual consideration?
Yes, Mayor Thompson, I'd like to pull item 6.
6, okay. Anybody else? Okay. Item 5. Consider approval of submitting a 2025 Proposition 202 grant application to the Gila River Indian Community in the amount of $665,352.23 to purchase a sewer vacuum truck for the Public Works Liquid Waste Department. Item 7, consider approval of submitting a 2025 Proposition 202 application to the Gila River Indian Community in the amount of $77,556 to purchase a 4-door Polaris Ranger vehicle to utilize during special events for the Coolidge Fire Department. Any questions? If not, I will entertain a motion to act.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve items 5 and 7 on the consent agenda.
Second?
Okay, motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Item 6, consider approval to utilize Proposition 202 grant funds awarded from the Achen in the amount of $29,677.11 to purchase 12 cabinet-mounted AEDs for city buildings. Councilmember Bagnall.
Yes, Mr. Navarro, just had a couple questions. It says in here that, and I talked to Mr. Lopez about this, that they basically give you self-instructions on how to use them. But I also saw where, the Public Works staff had gone through some training. So, and these are to be mounted throughout different city buildings, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so will there be training done with the staff in those buildings in addition to the training that the Public Works staff?
Okay, so as part of the Public Works, with the Sun Corridor, we actually work with ADOT and their LTAP program. With this program, we can run our guys through, as long as we filter them through a little at a time, we get the training for free.
Yeah,
And so we run all our guys through first aid, CPR, and AED training. And so that's why all of Public Works has this. I actually spoke with Mr. Lopez this morning. We know a few people that work out at CAC. We're kind of hoping that maybe we can make a deal with CAC because they do first aid training out there along with this AED training. And maybe we can work a deal with them that we can get the rest of the city staff trained on these AEDs. They are real self-explanatory. You literally open this thing up and it starts talking.
yeah.
And so it has pictures, it shows you where to put the pads, how to do it, and you hit one button and it does the rest. You sit back, don't touch them, and it runs. And so it's real self-explanatory on how to do it. But yeah, that is the plan, that we can get trained, and I'm thinking CAC because they've been putting it out on Facebook that they do this training. So I was kind of hoping we could work out a deal with them and get the rest of the staff in so they're properly trained. And it wouldn't hurt for the rest of the staff to have first aid and CPR along with this AED training.
Sure. Yeah, and you know, because my concern is, you know, when you're in a situation like that, you know, sometimes, you know, you're panicking and you don't really pay attention. So it's better to get that instruction ahead of time so you don't have that panic thing. You're still going to have it, but you know, it might not be as bad if you
Might
might be
not
a
be
little
as
more
bad. No,
comfortable.
I agree, and I think every city employee should have that first aid,
Sure.
CPR, AED training. This is just something that during our training we went through. I see it in a lot of the public buildings and everything. There's actually one sitting out in the PD. There's right there by the bathrooms. There's one sitting there, and so I think it's good for everybody to have. So I agree. They need the training so they can actually see how it works. You don't want to actually train with a live one when it counts. You don't want that to be the first time that you actually see it.
Sure. Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
I just kind of add real quick. I just want to add to Tom. I mean, so I do the training at my employment for that, and so I mean, I'm not doing it to be mean, but I'm doing it really to test people, really. So like just in local places here in town, I mean, from a grocery store to a bar, I spot the AED and then I ask the employee, "Where's your AED?" And they look at me like, "What?" And so they will say like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about." And I'm like, your AED, your defibrillator, in case somebody goes out, passes out, whatever." And the employee has no idea what I'm talking about. And it's like 3 steps away from them. So I definitely agree with Tom. It's one thing to have it available, but it's a whole nother thing to make sure the employees even know what it is and where it's located.
Well, then I'd like to go ahead and make a motion to approve item 6 of the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
There's no items for business under regular items. Report from the mayor and council.
Okay.
Councilman Bagnell.
Well, just want to say I didn't get a chance to make it into the parade for Cotton Days because we ran a little short on help out at the airport with the fly-in because everybody being pulled into work on Cotton Days. So some of us had to stay back and get cleaned up and everything else. But I mean, it was the fly-in went well. Our crowds are back up. I think we did just a little over 300 when I counted the money and everything. So we have one more to go in April, and then after that, we're done for the year, and then we'll start back up in October, and we'll go October through March, correct, James? Yeah, because our permit with the health department only allows us to have six months. So anyway, and but again, I want to congratulate the chamber on Cotton Days. It's very nice. I mean, it appeared to be well attended until the wind came in on Saturday afternoon, and then I think it carried a few people away. So, but it did let up, and I think some of the people came back down chamber on that. So, thank you.
Have nothing, Dan.
I also missed the Cotton Days and the parade. I heard it was a success, well attended. My daughter had a competition, so I wasn't able to be there. But thanks to the staff and everyone that made Cotton Days go well. Thank you.
Did anybody attend that parade or not?
I did.
You did? Good, okay. Sat with John and took care of things there. Yeah, I didn't make it either, so, but I'm glad somebody did. Okay, I have nothing to add.
Does Councilperson Saavedra have anything to say on there?
Councilmember Saavedra, do you have anything?
I don't have anything to add today.
She doesn't have
You guys
anything.
were
Okay.
okay there, yeah.
Thank you.
Vice Mayor?
I didn't ride the float, but I did attend the parade, and it was great, and the park was also good until the dust sort of swept us away. I I appreciate the chamber for hosting that and for hosting us with a lunch. Friday, I was able to attend the Pinell Partnership Breakfast where they had a panel of different companies talking about water, so that was really nice, and also networking with others that were there. And that's all I have to report.
Gilbert?
Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council. As we talked about the food tax, right now it's looking really good, and it looks like it'll just stay the way it is. Will be harmless, so that's going to stay the same. There's some other bills right now, just so you know. There's been 1,800 measures submitted to the legislature. 944 House bills, 733 Senate bills, and 124 resolutions. So there's a lot of bills. We track about 300 of them that affect cities. So the food tax, of course, is one of them. We have another one called starter home bills. We're looking at that. And that would take away some zoning rights, but we're working through that, hopefully amend it so it doesn't impact that. Working through that. And I just want to also add, the parade was great. I got to announce, the chamber asked me to announce the parade, so I did. It was really neat to see all the parade floats come by, and it was really good. The wind picked up, and as soon as I got out of church, I went down there, and the wind stopped it. A little after 6 o'clock, and people started coming out. But the kids were still riding. They didn't stop. They didn't care. So it was pretty good. And then I went back Sunday, and Lynn was there, and I asked her how I was going, and there was a lot of people in the afternoon. They opened back up, and the rides were there, the foods were there. So it was pretty good turnout. Sundays usually just kind of fizzle out, but they had people there, so that was good. Anyway, that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, I don't have nothing. Need a motion to get out of here. Second? Is there a second? Second. Okay, motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we're adjourned. Thank